Hi, this is Dr. Doug. I'm a wellness coach, a fitness trainer, and a retired acupuncturist. You know, my friends, you can do me a huge favor by subscribing to my channel because this helps increase the frequency that my videos come up for people. Thank you very much. Let's talk about danger and avoiding it. We can't live a long life if we're constantly exposed to danger. That's pretty obvious. So this may seem like an obvious message, but it's more complicated than that. First of all, you cannot live in fear. That in itself is dangerous. If you're constantly living in fear of everybody and everything, this probably relates to trauma you sustained in your childhood, which means that you really seriously need to work with a trained professional to go back into your childhood and fix those psychic injuries, because they can be fixed. We're just carrying on tapes that we learned in childhood, and they don't work in the adult world anymore. So that's my recommendation for that. Now, it's always a good thing to know how to defend yourself against possible danger. I recommend some form of martial arts. This gives you courage. We need courage. Doesn't matter what it is, just so long as you have some idea of how to defend yourself in an emergency or defend someone else. I also highly recommend that you learn how to swim if you don't know already. Get yourself out on water, open water, and you don't know how to swim. What is that all about? It's not hard, even if you put it off. Hire a trainer, a swim instructor, and get it done. All right. Now, addictions. Addictions can be dicey, right? Harmful addictions, like the picture here with alcohol and tobacco. These are common addictions that are life-threatening. Stay away from them. If you're going to do alcohol, sparingly, right? If you're going to do tobacco, sparingly, or not at all, right? And other drugs, well, there's recreational drugs. Just make sure that it's not a regular daily problem. Even smoking cannabis is not that great because it brings in heat into your body, and that excess heat can pile up in your throat, and your lungs, and your bronchioles. Not a good thing. If you're going to do cannabis, do edible. But and then there's the pharmaceutical drugs. Okay, the problem with pharmaceutical drugs is that they should only be used temporarily and not as a lifetime thing. If you're on some drug for high blood pressure, for example, get with a wellness coach like me or holistic medicine and find out the cause of your high blood pressure and get off the drugs, because it's only going to get worse. If your MD is covering it over with a drug, it's only going to get worse as time goes by. It's not dealing with the real problem. And that reminds me of medical doctors. They train you to get addicted to pharmaceuticals without really discovering the causes of your problem. So it's a diversion. So be careful. They're dangerous in that respect. Their methods are dangerous. Their methods, surgery and drugs, basically, are for emergencies. And that's a wonderful thing when they have to go in with a heavy hand and fix the problem right now. That's wonderful. But then on chronic problems, and you're going to these people, they are a danger to your health. Stay away from them unless you're just using them for testing. Go to a wellness coach, like me, for example, for chronic problems. Thrill sports can be dangerous. Here's my recommendation for thrill sports or dangerous sports. I do scuba diving and downhill skiing. I find them to be thrilling. I love them. But I got proper training, extensive training. So I know the dangers. I know how to avoid the dangers when I do these sports. You must also do the same. Do not be overconfident. Overconfidence kills people, especially young men, overconfident. I don't need a trainer. I don't need any help here. I can do this by myself. And boom, you run into a tree. Not good, right? So just get the proper training. You know what you're doing. Don't take selfies out on a ledge. I've seen too many reports of people dying from this phone addiction. Phone addiction is not healthy. Don't be walking down the sidewalk with your phone in front of you. Don't be crossing a street with your phone. Don't be texting while you're driving, while you're riding a bicycle, while you're on a skateboard. I see people doing this all the time. It's dangerous. Avoid danger. Don't do that. If you're going to use your phone like that, then do it when you're sitting someplace, when you're alone and not having to multitask. Multitasking can be dangerous. I saw a film once of a woman talking on her phone, crossing a railroad track, and that was the last conversation she ever had because the train hit her and ran her over. It happens. Be careful. Wilderness. Always respect the wilderness. This includes the ocean, the forests, the deserts. Always respect it. Always be prepared for the eventuality of a dangerous situation. If you see a bear, don't try to make friends with it, right? You see a mother bear with cubs, back off. Carry bear spray in bear country, right? Know how to deal with dangerous animals. Don't approach bisons in Yellowstone because they're wild animals. They can kill you or injure you. So just use common sense. Common sense will protect us in many instances from danger. Common sense. Violent confrontations between people. Don't get involved. Don't try to break them up. I've seen too many reports of people being killed trying to break up two combatants. Call 911 and get in a safe distance. If you have to walk away, then walk away. Call the police. That's what they're there for. They will come and they will fix the situation. Don't get involved. And that reminds me of police. Anybody who's carrying a gun, do exactly as they want. Don't argue with police. Don't argue with them. Don't resist them. If they tell you to do something, do it. And don't talk back. People get in trouble. It can be dangerous. Remember, they carry guns. They're loaded. And they can shoot you if you don't do what they tell you to do. They always respect that truth. All right, so be safe. That's all I have to say about avoiding danger. Don't take anything for granted. Always look at the situation and the big picture. This is Dr. Doug for Body Trust. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.